Hey y'all, it is Giacomo, Seton Hall Pirate. Shalom to my Hebrews and Lashana Tova to my Hebrews indeed. A little rabbi trail here, and I don't know that most of us in the Hebrew community really celebrate the civil New Year. However, we're right on top of Yom Teruah, and I'll post a video of me blowing my shofar at some point. We're also on that horrible, painful time of year where we have to fast 25 hours called Yom Kippur. Now, yours truly, I have a little bit of a blood sugar disorder that kind of inherited from my dad, so it's harder for me to fast, but I'm going to try to do it perfectly this year, which means have a pretty big, decent meal, which for me is mostly vegetables, or all vegetables actually, and maybe even have 1 cup of coffee that morning. And I notice that if I don't have coffee at all, I get into like a massive headache situation. So y'all lift your brother up in prayer. It's going to be a real tough holiday this time of year, but it means a lot to me to be able to fast, stop eating, period, and to figure out how much money I would normally spend on my eating that day and make sure somebody else eats, whether through a registered charity or the thing I don't really like to do is give money to a homeless person because you don't know if that person's going to use it for drugs or alcohol. I'd rather give the person a sandwich and a cup of coffee or a soda or a bottle of water, something more practical like that. Anyway, off my rabbi trail, back on the subject right about now. Can you tell I'm really starting to enjoy myself doing this? How many videos I'm loading up to YouTube about BLM, speaking for my skin tone, and everything else going on with BLM, and these folks making absolute idiots of themselves. Granted, there are some legitimate concerns. There are police departments that have a high degree of brutality to go along with the, and let's get it straight, 14 police versus unarmed black men shootings last year. That's not a big number, boys and girls, not even the size of a neighborhood. Here's this young lady in DC. Having lived in DC for about a year and a half, I didn't like it. Even one of the brothers that I met in DC said DC stands for Dem Coloreds. You know, I don't know what he really meant by that, but it was derogative most definitely. Here she is, and I'll show you the video right about now. She berates the CVS manager for calling the police on these two brothers, I guess I don't see the other video unfortunately, who were caught shoplifting. Now, in the final analysis, the CVS manager let them both go, or at least he decided not to press charges. And I guess they have a policy as well where if the person caught shoplifting gets apprehended, they can sign a document stating that they will not go to that particular location again, otherwise be caught with a trespassing law. Now, that is what it is, but watch this video carefully and see what you see, what I see.
May I ask, so I live in the neighborhood,
Sure.
And I have come to the CVS very often. May I ask why you called the police on those two men?
CVS policy dictates that if they're shoplifters, that exit the store with merchandise unpaid for,
Yeah.
we should get the police involved. And if the police apprehend them, we should issue a barring notice.
Okay.
So I actually did not elect to press charges. I said, hey, look, I just want them to know they can't come in here anymore because they shoplifted, and I just need them to sign that, and I need my merchandise back. And the officers obliged, and the guy said the same thing, thank you, and they left.
It's not your merchandise. It's the store. So you know what happens when the black men or black people, and you decided to call the police on two black people that allegedly took something from the store because you're willing to uphold the policy, and they could have lost their lives.
We can agree to disagree on this because I don't work for you, and I follow my company's policies, not your policies, where I can appreciate your concern.
So you're willing to risk someone's life for what, $30,000 a year?
There was no risk, in my opinion. Thank you. You have a great night.
What is your name?
My name is store manager.
No, what is his name?
No one's going to tell you my name when you're sitting here videotaping us so that you can try and elicit some sort of violence against me. It's not going to happen.
Elicit violence against you? You just elicited violence against two black men by calling the police on them.
We got to walk away when one of them had a warrant, could have been arrested, and the cops still let him go.
Just listen to yourself. You work with black folks. You just remember that.
So we're back, and for all the flack that I get for speaking English properly and people say, you talk all proper down here. And, you know, he says all his words. He ain't finna do nothing. I don't speak that way. You know, praise Yahweh. I've been all around this country. I've been to Europe twice. I've been to Saudi Arabia when I was younger and prettier and had shorter hair and no beard and I was skinnier. But that's the rabbi trail here. I do that because I've been places. And because I've been places and I've been around people who speak better than I do right now, I get a lot of flack for it. I don't understand why. Well, here's Chautauqua, Denise, Charity, Sade, whatever her name is, who's locked her Twitter account down and realized she got clowned for supporting people who got caught stealing something. A lot of the brothers on YouTube, Brandon Tatum especially, and I'll say it as well, BLM has this ugly tendency to support the wrong people. Now, here are these two people getting caught up in a shoplifting charge, and here Chautauqua, whatever her name is, for crying out loud, decides she's going to berate the CVS manager for doing his job. Let me tell you, Chautauqua, you're a coward, first of all, for doing this. You're a moron, second of all. If somebody broke into your apartment and they were black and they took a couple of your things, and you probably make $30,000 a year yourself, I'm sure you're going to call the police, aren't you? Defund the police works out really well. Ask the people of Minneapolis right about now how well it's working out. So anyway, you really got to stop doing this, boys and girls. And I'm talking to BLM boys and girls, because you need to learn how to pick your battles. You know, support people like, and the jury is still out on Philando Castile. I don't know if that police officer is going to jail or not, or what really actually happened in that car. I haven't read the police reports. But at the very least, he was not involved in an active crime when he got shot and killed by the police officer. That was a bad thing to have had happened. Somebody gets caught up doing something stupid. You know, yeah, it's not a death sentence, but you better believe they need to pay the piper for that crime. And you can't sit back and go, hey, you know, let them alone. It's not that worthwhile. That's a communistic mindset. And let me tell you, Chautauqua, whatever your name is once again, if you lived in a country that had martial law, like I knew some guys that were in the Philippines back in the 80s, you got caught shoplifting and the shop manager came out with a weapon, he could shoot your ass in the back and kill you, and that'd be the end of your ass. You better be blessed the police came by and gave these people a stern warning and a talking to, and the manager said, don't come back here, okay? And once again, if it happened to you, I bet you're going to call the police. So, Chautauqua Shanae, I hope you do a whole lot better on stage with your little comedy act or whatever the heck it is you actually do, since you locked down your Twitter account, you got rid of your Instagram, because you ain't funny, you're not smart. Support people who do the right thing and get caught up in something stupid and get hurt by police, not people who get caught stealing. He who has been stealing should stop stealing and work with his hands so all may benefit. That's scripture, boys and girls. And I'm Giacomo. I love you. Thanks for watching. Remember to please like and subscribe. And if you see a video, one of my Kickstarter projects, please check it out. I think you'll like it because I'm trying to get your money. Put it out there, trying to be honest and all. Love you much. Shalom.